When you're getting ready for school, before you walk out that door, you have to ask yourself, did I do these 5 things? Because without these, you're not ready to do everything you're supposed to do today while looking good at the same time. So the first thing you need to do is mentally prepare yourself and wake up. I can't tell you how many times I've stepped out of my house groggy and still sleepy, all because I haven't woken up fully. Now, sometimes this means that you just didn't get enough sleep, but some other times it just means that you didn't wake up properly. And this does not mean shotgunning a Red Bull. This means doing some things to wake up your brain. So for me, I like to do this with cold water, whether it's washing my face or taking a shower. That's my first step. And I try to stick to a morning routine that helps me wake up. Things like making my bed, stretching, drinking water, and a few other things. These are things that are going to help me fully wake up and make sure my mind is ready to do everything that I need to do throughout the entire day. And look, when you do these little things that take even the slightest efforts, you are starting off the day with a win, and you'll be less groggy and more inclined to do all the other things that you're supposed to do throughout that day. Second thing is getting dressed. Now, this one's obvious because there's no way you're stepping outside without any clothes on. But what I mean is, are you proud of your outfit? I always notice when I don't put in too much work, I think it's fine for the time being, but later on I start to think that I should have worn something else. Take that extra time and really think about if it's a good outfit. So think about things about the weather. So you don't want to be too cold, you don't want to be too hot. Think about things that you're doing that day and if what you're wearing is suitable for those things. And of course, the most important is, how do you feel when you wear these clothes? Do you feel confident? If the answer is yes, then you should be good. And if not, try switching it up for something else. These are the right questions to have, so you have to make sure you have the right pieces in mind. Get some style inspiration from Instagram, Pinterest, wherever. Speaking of Pinterest, I found this one website that's very similar to Pinterest, except all the links are shoppable. So I made an account, and if you want to see my storyboards, the link's gonna be down in the description. Also, accessories. I always say that your outfit is not complete without a bunch of accessories. So things like hats, watches, like what I'm wearing right now, necklaces. And right now, since it's still hot, I've been wearing a ton of sunglasses. Now, I mentioned this in one of my YouTube shorts, but one of the sunglasses that I've been wearing a lot of recently is Blackburn shades. I think it's hard to find quality sunglasses for a good price, and that's why I've been liking Blackburn. I got 2 different styles of them, and they're both very versatile, yet they still stand out perfectly because I've been getting quite a few compliments with these. Now, for sunglasses, one of the best things that you can look for is Italian made, and this company is in fact Italian made. I'm also going to be linking these in the description as well. The next tip before you go to school is making sure you're wearing the right shoes. So when I was in high school, I just throw on whatever shoes. Shoes have typically always been the last part of my outfit, but that doesn't mean that should be the part that you overlook. Honestly, shoes can definitely make or break your outfit, and some shoes don't go with certain things. So mistakes that I've made in the past is wearing something like running shoes with jeans. This used to be popular back in 2017 when I was a freshman in high school, but since then, pretty much everybody realized that it just doesn't look good. And so yes, sneakers are going to be the best option when it comes to going to school, but if you want something to make you stand out, I definitely recommend boots because you could wear this with jeans and it still looks good. But as far as the best sneakers for school, things like Converse, things like Reebok Club C's, Adidas Gazelles is also going to be a very safe bet. But my personal favorite is going to be a pair of white leather sneakers. That's because these go with anything, and especially if you're just like me and throw on shoes at the very end, you want some white leather sneakers, whether that's Air Force Ones or something a little bit more dapper like Oliver Cabell. These are all great options, and it's always going to look good. I will say something a little bit more casual like the Air Force One is probably going to be the best for school, but you got to keep in mind everybody at your school is going to be wearing this shoe. So I like underrated shoes that not a lot of other people are wearing, and things like Oliver Cabell is going to be that option. But whatever works best for you, whatever works best for your budget, and whatever looks the best with the pieces in your current wardrobe, all those factors should help you decide which sneakers you get next. This next tip is going to be a question that you have to ask yourself, and is, did I switch it up enough? So look, you don't want to be that guy who's wearing the same piece every single day. So don't get me wrong, that jacket looks good on you, but if you wear it every day, it just starts to get played out. And not only are you going to be known for the guy that wears the same thing every day, you're going to feel bored about it as well. And let's be real, when that happens, you automatically gravitate back towards hoodies or whatever you were wearing in the first place. So switching things up is a great way to always have something refreshing in your outfits, whether it's a new color, whether it's a completely different aesthetic. So maybe one day you want to go in casual, maybe that might be something like cargo pants and a graphic t-shirt, and the next day you want to go a little bit more dressed up with something like a sweater polo like what I'm wearing right now, and something like chinos. I always say the best wardrobes have different variety in them and have a bunch of different aesthetics, so that way you're ready for anything, whether it's hanging out with friends or whatever occasion you might have that's gonna look better if you wear something a little more dressed up. Another thing that you could do to switch it up is having different shoes. Now, when I was in high school, I pretty much only had 1 or 2 pairs of shoes, and that's fine. You really don't need multiple pairs of shoes. But if you have the opportunity to, let's say, have only 3 pairs of shoes, have 1 pair of running shoes, have 1 pair of dapper shoes, and have 1 casual pair that you can wear with some more streetwear outfits. And with only 3 things, you have enough to always be switching it up and have a range of different aesthetics in your wardrobe. And the fifth tip is probably going to be the best tip, and I definitely saved this one for last, and that is going to be minimizing stress. When you're stressed out, you're going to be tired of everything. You're not going to want to go to school in the first place. You're not going to want to try in your classes. You're pretty much just going to give up in any task you have in hand. And I've been known to do this in school in general, but something that I've been really big on is minimizing stress and handling it the proper way. I notice exercise and a healthy amount of sleep. This is going to be the best way to minimize and reduce stress. But of course, there's other outlets. You can talk to people, set up a plan to get through your workload, and therefore minimizing your stress. Just find something that works for you. But again, these are just some words that I wanted to let you know, because as a student, you're pretty much setting yourself up for the future, and you don't want to take any shortcuts, and you especially do not want to give up because you're overstressed. If there's one thing that I could tell my younger self, try to look a few moves ahead and think about the steps that you can take to get to that level where you want to be. Despite all the stress you have, you know you're working for a bigger goal, and the little things that you do right now will help you achieve all the goals that you set out for the future. And I just wanted to leave that here in case you feel like you're overworked, feel like you're stressing out, and you don't know what to do. Just trust me, I've been there, and there's definitely ways to get through it. One thing that's helped me is taking care of myself, and a purchase that I recently made to help me do that is something called a Whoop. I have it around my arm. I used to have it around my wrist. Maybe you've seen it in my previous videos, but this monitors everything from my health, the calories that I burn, even my stress levels. It's a good little tracker to make sure you're on the right path to taking care of yourself, being healthier, and reducing stress. Again, that link's gonna be in the description, but if you wanna hear some more tips that I wish I knew earlier, especially when I was getting into high school, more specifically, the things that I would do if I was a teen today, here's a video that's gonna show you exactly that. But other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.